Hello everyone, welcome to this Behind the AMV on Heisenberg made by Astron, who finished 7th at this Japan Expo. It was fun.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad to be here to talk about my video.
Okay, that's good. Can you introduce yourself for everyone?
Yeah, sure. I'm Masaran. I am Cuban, currently living in the USA. I am an engineer, and in my free time I did a lot of EMBs. That is my passion. That's kind of what I am.
Okay, so let's speak about your AMV. Can you tell to us what's the story, the concept of your AMV?
I got the idea, I was watching on Breaking Bad for the third time, and I thought it would be, fun to edit an EMB based on the series. So I searched on YouTube first to see if there is any video related to that to avoid to do the same, and I couldn't find any, so I decided to develop the idea. I realized that one of the characters from Inuyashiki might fit with some modification. I did some tests in After Effects to modify his face, and I saw that I worked, so yeah, I decided to go ahead with the project. The story, obviously, I use the reference from the series.
So we will speak later about the process and your amazing modification of the principal character. Before, how long did it take to you to make your AMV?
I always calculate the time that I spend in Premiere and After Effects based on the autosave every 5 minutes. So I made the calculations, and I spent around 250 hours just editing in After Effects and Premiere. And it was between January and the end of June until the deadline of the Japan Expo. So it was probably 6 or 7 months.
Wow, that's the first time I'm seeing someone who's calculating how many times he passed on an EMV with autosave. That's pretty smart, I think. But you didn't take breaks or vacation during those 6 months?
No. The only vacation, that I take is between EMBs to searching for ideas or something like that.
Okay, so while speaking about ideas, your AMV is very homogeneous. We can say that you follow the same direction from the start to the finish, I think. So, all that it came, did you use any tools to guide you, like a mood board or something else?
Not really. I am a person that likes to overthink everything. So when I am doing a video, most of the time I'm thinking about, the video, what is the next scene, what are the scenes that fit the most, how can I make sense of my stories, my concepts. I usually just organize everything in Premiere. I use a lot of markers there in Premiere.
Okay, maybe can you show us your Premiere project if you want?
So basically, what I was talking about, I use a lot of markers to structure the whole video and the important scenes. After having a clear idea of the story, the concept, the anime, and the song, I proceed to open Premiere. Start selecting the possible scenes from the animes that I'm going to use. Once I have all the scenes that make up the video, I just jump into After Effects. I usually choose the same version of Premiere and After Effects. I use the 2021 version of both software. I can just copy everything and paste it in After Effects. I use Blender from very little 3D stuff, and yeah, basically that is the three software that I use.
Okay, so the next question was what software did you use, but you're too fast. So I think we can go to the second part of this video. and we can start maybe to see your composition. Can you show us the first?
Okay, so let's jump into the composition. I select 3 compositions I think that shows the techniques what I did in the rest of the video. So let's jump into the first one. This is the first composition that I will be, explaining. Let's start with the background. The background is from Tokyo Ghoul. I use the paint tool, the brush tool, and the clone stamp to remove the unnecessary character and all this stuff. I remove everything, and that is basically the background. I like to use a lot of pre-composition, so you will see a lot of that. After that, I fix the levels, the colors of the background. I use the camera lens blur to give more depth. So let's jump into the character. So basically this one is one of the first scenes in the series. Walter White at the beginning, he has hair, so I have to add more hair and the mustache. This is the original scene. The first thing I did was mask the character. Then I pre-comb that and I proceed to, because the hair of the original character it is not like the reference, so I had to fix that and make some change, some modification using the puppet tool to modify the hair. And after I get kind of the shape of the hair, I use again the paint tool to fix the details. As you can see, I have to do that to every frame. This is the fun part. The part that I hate the most is the masking, but this part I enjoy to do it. Once I get the character with the shape of the hair that I want, I proceed to change the color of the hair. I mask the hair and I use tritone and the effect liquify to adjust some details on the shape of the hair again. Here, the eyebrows, I had to change the color of the eyebrows too. So I mask the eyebrows and apply the same tritone of the hair to match the colors. The character of Inuyashiki is a little bit older than Walter White, so I have to modify the face to make it look more younger. So I use again the paint tool, the brush tool, and the clone stamp, as you can see here. So once that I get everything done here, I proceed with the mustache. I use this character from V, the beginning, so I mask the mustache and I use the puppet tool to adjust the image to the shape of the face and to track the movement of the whole face, as you can see here. I tried to use the tracking method of After Effects, but I didn't like the results. After I get everything done, I just adjust some color to make it more fit with the background. I pre-comb everything and I apply a little of blur to avoid the hard edges. I apply fast blur and looks. I use this plugin to do this blur to add more depth to the scene. And finally, this is the color of the whole video. I use the same layers in all my videos to keep the consistency in the color, the same color palette in the whole video. I do it in 4 layers because it gives me more options to play with the opacity, with the blending modes. The first layer is grain. The second layer is photo filter, and the third is lumetri for the color palette that I use. I play around with the effects, with the curves. It is just try and play with the effect. And the first one is a magic bullet. Here, the magic bullets that I use. That is everything for that first scene. Do you have any question?
I don't think there was many details. Your technique is pretty original, I think. I never saw that. That's very interesting to see that. Or you're making your things who likes drawings but are not really
Yeah, it is drawing, but it is not, it is kind of, I don't know, messy, but I like to do all that, so I have fun doing it. That was a lot of things that I use in this composition, is what I use everywhere in my videos, so let's jump into the second one. It is a more complicated, I think. This scene is from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. This is the original theme. I picked the background because the head of Muzan is bigger than the head of my character, so I had to remove the head. For the character, let's start with the head. The character from Inuyashiki. Remove the hair. Then I mask everything, and I use liquify effects to change the expression of the face. Once that I get that, I use again the brush tool to fix the face to make it looks more younger. And here I add the glasses. This is the 3D part that I use. Those are the glasses that I use. I render the images and added it here. So yeah, I got the glasses, I got the beard from Be the Beginning. For the body, I use this character from Kaiju 8, so I mask the clothes. Here I made some modifications using, of course, the color for the character, and I add more stuff here using the pen tool. I added more details to make it look more like a real cloth, a real suit for the chemistry work. For the arms, I use the same shape of Muzan. I just masked it and added some colors corrections and used again the paint, the brush tool to remove all this. The other arm was, the same thing, the same process. I just masked the arm. I added the same colors. Here I fixed some details to make it look more fit to the suit. Here I edited the hand to make it look like a glove. This is the bare hand of the character. I used just a tint effect. This is the chemistry tube. For the movement, of course, I had to track everything, and here I used this effect to add more details of the lining. Here in this part, as you can see in the original footage, there are some objects in the foreground. So what I did was mask all these objects to put it in the foreground of my character. So that was it for this composition. After that, I pre-comb everything and I add the layers for the color correction.
Is it a choice to not go on another software like Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint to draw? Or that's just that you don't know other software, so you stay on After Effects?
Yeah, that is the thing, that I am more familiar with After Effects than any other software. Maybe in the future, yeah, I can learn to draw in another software and all that, but believe me, I do it faster and faster in After Effects. Maybe in the other software I can get a better result, but for now I feel more confident in After Effects. I think there is no limit in what you can do with After Effects. All you have to do is just use your imagination and you will find everything you need here.
Okay. You know how many time it took to you to make it?
This composition?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 hours. The thing that slowed me the most is the mask. I am very slow masking.
Okay. So what's your next composition? The last one?
Yeah, the last one is this one. The original scene is this one from Death Note. As you can see, again, the head of the character of Yagami is bigger than the head of my character, so I had to remove all that and track everything Let's start here. As the previous composition, here is the head, the character from Inuyashiki. I make it looks younger. I modify everything. Yeah, I added the eyes. I changed here the eyes because I didn't like the expression. So I have to do it in more angry, I added the glasses, and once I had the face, this is the original footage. I masked the mouth of the character, as you can see here. I put the head of my character and I added the beard. I do it separated here because the scene have movement, so I had to track the movement of the scene and make all this null object to keep the tracking of the movement. Basically, every time the mouth move, I modify the head. I use the liquify effect to modify, as you can see, the expression of the head. I use the liquify effects to modify the bear too. Once I get everything done with the head, I proceed to remove all of this. That was the tricky part because I had to draw and paint everything. I use shape tools to draw everything, as you can see here. Of course, every time that the camera moves, I use the same trackers, the same null object for the tracking. Here is a little bit of sound reflection. That was it for this scene. Here I chose a little bit of fox blur for soften the edges, and here is the color palette that I use in the whole video. This took me more time because all the tracking and all the face modification in every frame there is movement. As you can see, there is movement in every single frame. I spent probably 5 or 6 hours.
Okay.
These 3 compositions are, all the techniques, if you wanna name it like that, and all that I use for the rest of the video. It is not, not perfect at the level of the real animation. I had a lot of help from my teammates, from Sagiki, from Shinryu, from Dena, so from Blex. I am really thankful to them, and I was very happy with the final result. I think it is one of my best videos.
That was very interesting. Your technique, as you say, is very original. So that was really cool to see that.
Yeah, well, if you want to call it original, yeah, it is original.
Yeah, I think it's original because other people who made drawings don't do that.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, for the conclusion of this video, maybe do you have a next project in your mind?
Yeah. I have a lot of projects in my mind related to series, to hair. Yeah, like I said previously, I spend most of my free time editing.
You're planning to do a contest on IC soon, or you're just chilling?
For now, I don't know, maybe by the end of the year. Basically, every time I start a project, it's not with a specific contest in mind. If the date, are in my favor, yeah, I submit it to a contest or something like that because, I like to participate and represent the team. But I think for sure by the end of the year, I will have another video done.
And ARM contest isn't for you? You don't want to do it?
I don't know. I have to check my calendar to see if I have time.
You have a final word to say?
Thank you for having me. I hope the people who are watching take something from my process. Again, I know it looks messy, but believe me, it is not. It is just me having fun, and I think that is the main reason why we should edit, to have fun with the hobby that we love.
Yes, have fun. That's the main thing. So that's the end of this video, I think. Thank you, Hassan, for agreeing to do this behind the AMV. And see you soon for more videos on Envy France channel. Bye!
Bye bye.